The 60s and 70s in the Netherlands. Motivation to go on strike for whatever was at an all-time high. Youngsters disagreed with the society revolving around adults, and they did all they could to show this. Even issues that were not decided on by the Dutch government were protested against. So when did this rebelling young society turn proper? Why did we stop protesting? Twitter, Facebook, and WhatsApp seem to be the three most important things in the life of the average teenager in the 21st century. Other than that, their current goal is finishing school while maintaining a social life and maybe getting some sleep somewhere in between. Protesting for their beliefs does not seem to fit in there. Do they not care enough? There most definitely have been law changes that will have a direct effect to their lives. Things that seem pretty important to a teenager's life, but nobody really seems to do anything about it. Sure, they may have liked a Facebook petition, but you can guess how much that will influence the law. Do teenagers really think they're protesting when liking a Facebook page? Or do they just not care enough to go out on strike?
There are a lot of things that change, which we don't even know. We don't even, because we're just so young, we only care about the law of alcohol. That's the only thing we've cared about, I think.
On the 1st of January 2014, it was official. The legal age for drinking alcohol in the Netherlands was changed from 16 to 18. For everyone, including teenagers who already were 16 or 17 before the new law. Did teenagers agree with this?
Nee, ik had liever dat het 16 bleef.
Nee.
It's the gap here that bothers me because I was allowed to drink and now I'm not, and I think that's a bit strange.
I was already allowed to drink, so I didn't really like that. But on the other hand, it's very bad for your health, and yeah, for the people who are now 14 and already drinking, I think that's very bad. So I think it's good that the age is lifted up to 18.
So what did they try to do? Did they protest? Did they go on strike? Did they try to change anything?
No, because I don't really care about it. I mean, if you really want alcohol, you can get it. And if you really want to go out, you still go out. So it hasn't really changed anything for which I want to do a lot of effort.
I thought that it didn't matter whether I protested or not.
Waarom niet?
Omdat ik zelf niet heel veel problemen ermee heb en zelf eigenlijk geen zin heb om actie over te nemen. Ja, ik dacht niet dat het veel was te veranderen. Ze hadden al de sterke alcohol naar 18 gedaan en dan was dit moeilijk om tegen te houden.
Toch door te drinken.
En denk je dat dat helpt?
Zeker.
The new alcohol law wasn't the only change this year that concerned youngsters. As of next school year, the Dutch government will no longer provide study funding that existed for college students. This means that students will have to pay around 15,000 euros more than they had to before. Do teenagers who are about to go to college agree with this decision?
No.
Well, I haven't really thought about it.
Zeker niet. Omdat studenten het over het algemeen al moeilijk genoeg hebben met al hun geld.
Some people don't have a lot of money to make that, to be able to get a room in a different city, so they have to be close to their house to study, and sometimes you don't have good studies in your neighborhood.
So these high school students aren't really affected by this new law yet, but will they protest against it in the future?
Maybe. I don't think so.
Ik denk dat ik daar te lui voor ben.
I just don't know how I could possibly change it, and if there's a way to change.
So it's not that teens don't disagree, they just aren't motivated enough to go against the system and protest. After all, they've got better things to do. So what change in law would make the modern teen go out on strike?
Nog een leeftijdsverhoging van de alcohol.
Yeah, if a law changed like the financial support happened again and it would affect my life at the time, I would definitely...
More hours of school, because I think we already have a law that makes us go to school very long.
If something really happens in which I will have less freedom, I will go and protest.
For instance, we would have school on Saturdays. Would you protest? Mm, yeah, maybe, yes. But yeah, I think so. But I also think that a lot of people would protest, so then I think it would have effect and then I would protest also.
Yes, then I would definitely protest.
Ja.
Ja.
Clearly, their freedom is important to them. But as protest rookies, what would they exactly do to protect it in a scenario like that?
Niet gaan.
I will send a letter to the Ministry of Education and say that I don't agree with this decision.
Gather autographs or maybe even barricade the school. I don't know what would be best at that time.
Not go.
Met hele grote groepen misschien iets duidelijk maken of zo.
There seem to be plenty ideas on how to convey a message and make a change. So why don't they do it? Why don't they protest?
When people have protested, it didn't really work.
I think it's not necessarily our culture. I think we're raised to obey adults and the government, and we don't really know how to oppose them.
I think most people will think it doesn't matter if I protest, so I don't protest.
De meesten hebben meestal geen zin om naar buiten te gaan en dan iets tegen te doen.
They are busy with other things and I don't think that the law is really interesting to them.
Ik denk ook dat ze er niet heel veel om geven vaak.
Wel niet.
Omdat het meestal nog geen impact direct op hun heeft, maar vooral op hun ouders en zo.
The current problems in society apparently do not matter enough to teenagers for them to go protest against them. As long as their freedom remains intact, there's no reason for them to try to make a change. Maybe one day there will be a law change that violates their freedom enough to barricade the school or confront the Ministry of Education. But in the meantime, we'll just keep to our smartphones.